Big dude that he is looks down at you and says, "Not sure I have anything so small as for you, but I can try." And he starts looking around, and a moment later he starts laughing, and he brings out this one little piece of leather armor. And he says, "This belonged to a gnome, and it may fit you as well." And he holds it forth, and you can see that it's got sigils all across it, each of them glowing different in sort of a pulsating pattern going back and forth. Makes hiding in the darkness kind of difficult, at which point he says, "Don't worry about the light, it disappears if you're in shadow." In any event, with that in mind, he hands you a +1 leather armor.
Okay.
And yourself, you can have yourself a +1 chain, +1 shield, and a +1 sword, saber, hammer, or mace.
Wow. Okay.
It's good to be part of the church, I know. It's good to be in the church.
Oh, I love it. Last time I was in the church, they weren't so great in membership actually, but
That's too bad. My churches are usually pretty replete.
Yeah. Okay. So he takes the warhammer with a +1, which is things a D8 plus 1, and then a +1 to, you said, the chainmail.
Yeah.
And a +1 to a.
If you want a +1 shield, there's one there as well.
To the shield. Okay. So
now they tell you as you're suiting up, you're like all full of glee, and you're taking it all off the walls, and they say to you, "You realize you lose any of this, you gotta replace it."
Yes, of course. Everything for the power of God. And then I say, "Thank you, brother." And I kind of like, is he? Do we see eye to eye, or I'm kind of higher up in the church here?
He has a lot more years, but he's not even in the same hierarchy. Because are you military? Will you actually? You know what? Let me say this. Do you want to be militant church or non-militant church? Your call here.
Well, I have to be part of the militant church because of my story. Otherwise, if I wasn't,
All right, cool. So in that case, he doesn't answer to you, and you don't answer to him, but you can ask things of each other, specifically through the chain of command on your side of the church.
Okay, got it. So then I say, "Thank you, my brother," and then we exchange the handshakes that we usually do.
Yeah.
Kind of like doing like a little shake.
For sure.
Then, yeah. And then we bless each other because that's what we just kind of do.
He's non-practicing. He doesn't have any magical ability.
I mean, but not in the magical way, but more like I send you a blessing.
Right on. Yeah.
Like may God be with you, kind of deal.
I have that. You guys are geared?
Yes.
Terrific. Camera pans off, swiveling out of the chamber to show you guys hitting the road. Now, as you're studying the map, you're seeing that the road that takes you around where the fisherman had described before, the basin you see, is about a mile or 3 past the crest of trees.
Okay.
There's a bit of a slope, if the map is showing you correctly, that heads up into the mountains, and you assume that the kobold's tunnel to be up around that on the mountains near that crest of trees that he had pointed out. You're not quite sure what he means, he's just like, it's there, right? So you don't know that he means a specific location around that, you just know that that's the general area. So that all said, you see the basin, you can see where the fisherman would have picked him up, you have a pretty good idea, insightfully speaking, of where you're headed. What catches your attention is that along the route, there seems to be a structure, a ruin. And you can see that the way markers on this old map, because it actually has like waypoints marked out. Sorry, not waypoints, but waypoints. Yeah, waystones. Milestones. Anyway, so it has those marked out on the trail there as well. You're not quite sure if it's a well-traveled route or not. You neglected to ask the fisherman.
I see. How long has it been since we took off from the church?
What do you mean, like how long has it been since you left the church? How long
Yeah, since we traveled.
You just got here yesterday, did your studying overnight, and you're geared up, perked, and ready to go. The various other priests, heads and whatnot, have come towards and said, "We've heard of what you are aiming to do. We think it's quite noble of you, but we have to argue the resources that you're investing in this. You're taking every single magical item you can get your dirty paws on, excuse me, and you're taking it off as a what? A wild goose chase because a wretch has been dragged in by a fisherman? What makes you so bold that you should think Palor wants you to take our prized possessions collectively as such and risk them at the hands of whatever it's babbling about?"
Foremost, my brother, you should know that when you speak of Palor, you should trust him above all. And I do not act on my own, but with a calling of his. In such way, I was told to carry these weapons and deliver this child that has been brought upon us. And I could have said no, yet I have to follow the true road.
Throw me persuasion at advantage for a nice little soliloquy there.
Okay.
That's a good layer of it. I like it.
Excellent. So I have to roll what? Deception? Persuasion?
Persuasion. You believe in yourself, right? I mean, you're on a holy quest here. I'm on a mission from God. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All
right. So roll twice. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's 10. I mean, it's pretty
advantage?
Average. Yeah, I mean, it was either 9 or 11.
Oh, Lord knows. All right. By Palor's grace, you managed to give him an average description. All right. He rolls his eyes and looks around, and a murmur runs through the crowd of individuals gathered. And they look upon you as you're sitting there, and you're holding the hammer, and you're repleting the chainmail, and you're looking pretty good. But everyone's like, yeah, just let him do it. That's literally the reaction for a 10, and Palor's light shines down upon you as you're like, yeah.
And I just keep talking until you just get bored and walk away.
You just keep bullshitting until you're on the door, and the kobold sits there and fucks off after you. Like, all right, that works for me.
And then once I notice that they go out, kind of like look around.
Real quick. He gives you the +1 rapier, by the way. The quartermaster gives the kobold the +1 rapier since you took the warhammer.
Okay. Hey. It's gonna look really quickly, and then I just tell it to the kobold to, since they follow me, I just kind of keep walking because I notice that they don't care about me anymore.
No, that's fine.
+1 rapier, is that +1 to the attack or +1 to the damage itself?
Both.
All right.
Who separates that shit?
It's on this page here. It shows both magic damage bonuses and magic attack bonus. So.
Oh, faggotry is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
It's a +1. Just kidding. It's a 0.5.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So,
I'm just getting sand built here.
With my basic knowledge of mapping, we don't. Hopefully, we don't get lost.
That's not gonna work.
Alright. Cool.
Alright. And that's sort of... Now we'll leave that the way it is. It's fine. It's fine. So, the camera pans across the surface of the place as you guys are leaving, walking out to the cart Or are you just taking horses? Are you taking horses or a cart? I guess just horses, eh?
Well, I would say horses unless you. Do we have a pony?
Yeah.
Is there a pony? Okay, because I don't fit on a full-size horse.
Let's go odds or evens. Call it. Odds or evens, gentlemen.
You call it, man.
We'll go
Odds?
odds.
Evens for a 14. There is no pony. It died.
Oh.
Man.
Died of dysentery. It's terrible, terrible tragedy. Adorable thing. We loved it so.
So there's a horse in a carriage.
There's a horse and a cart. Not a carriage, but a cart. And there's two draft horses that you guys can take to ride. So you guys can take one of the draft horses and the cart, or you can take 2 draft horses.
Well, I actually don't know how to ride / this giant beast is somewhat intimidating.
I guess you're gonna have to ride tandem. You lucky buggers.
So I offer him. So I'm assuming you have like a big backpack. I'm gonna sort of make like a mini seat right behind it, so it's kind of mounting on the bag.
Okay.
And I'm gonna offer him the seat if he wants to take it.
Okay.
So, and I kind of just nod.
So you give him like a saddlebag to ride in? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, it's like a mini saddlebag, but it has like cup holders for for drinks.
Innovative. Take 5 experience. Well done.
Yeah.
So that's it. You guys make your way out. The camera pans across the map that you guys were working at, and it zooms into the map. And as it does so, it suddenly just... And it comes upon you guys. Whoop! As that wire is going to knock everything the fuck over. There you go, motherfucker. Alright, there we go. And,
Why?
where the shit are you, actually? Loading. Oh, there you guys are.
Or buffering.
Yes, currently the polygons are just like popping in. The physics are terrible, so you guys are like in the cart and shit. A moment later, your head's appear. And it comes rolling to the bottom of the hill, and you guys are like, wow, this game's engine blows. Anyway, the camera rolls around you guys, and it shows you following the road, and, oh fuck, I totally forgot the waystone.
Right. Yin yang.
Waystone.
Alright.
Ah, perfect.
So
Exactly.
do you enjoy the ride with your,
Boom!
cup holder?
Look at that fucking thing, eh? Oh yeah, and next to it, between some rocks, you see a little hut. Now, you guys have been riding on this cart for approximately, we'll say, 6 hours. And as you've been doing so, the light's slowly high in the sky and then finally down low, and it's now evening as you guys are making your way towards this large structure in the distance. And what catches your eye is despite the fact that, oh, hang on a sec. Despite the fact that it seems to be covered in dishevelment, finery, and overgrowth, like that, there seems to be a light emanating from inside. Can you guys actually see that?
The light? I do not see. I don't see the light.
You don't see the light? Okay. Can't even fucking... Yeah, never mind. The camera's gonna pan around. Woo! Motion sickness! Oh my god! There
I
it
see
is.
it.
Yeah,
Super
there's the light.
mixed up. Hey, how about that?
Flicking light, yes.
Let me try something here.
Alright.
We want to grab this camera. Bear with me, gents. And I want to go turn this off, and you guys bear with it for a sec. Turn that
Oh,
down.
there you go.
That looks a lot nicer.
No shit, eh? It's auto mode as opposed to manual mode,
Yeah, I can see color now.
right? Fucking
Yeah, very
That
nice.
fixed it, man.
Well,
I'm just
Very
fucking
nice.
with it now. Playing with the
There you
color
go.
to put like a lot in now. Alright, sweet. So now that that looks 1,000 times better,